visuals and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Superhero Wednesday, the day of the week we talk all about how fucked was Fred Flintstone's feet after running for, so long and getting a bit of speed so his car can go. That's what we're here to break down. Really visuals, we're here to talk about Pokemon. Once again, I fucking got ya. Anybody new? It's just a little private joke that we've been running. The irregular visuals find it fucking hilarious. No one finds it hilarious. Visuals, we are back. And we're back with another Pokemon list. And another Pokemon list revisited because of a certain Pokemon that was added in Scarlet and Violet. But quick side tangent actually. Quick rant. I don't know where you fall on this whole sort of thing. The last few weeks, people have been smashing that Pal World. And they've been comparing it to Pokemon for obvious reasons. And a lot of people have been saying, see, Nintendo, see, Game Freak, this is how you make a great Pokemon game and all this kind of carry and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realise so many people were against it. But at the same time, I have also seen a lot of people saying, hang on a sec, no, Pokemon's still great for this reason. Scarlet Violet was really, really fun. The creatures in Pal World, or Pals, whatever the fuck they're called, I haven't played it myself, this and that, but I was sat there watching some guy proper slate Pokemon, going like, look at the graphics, all this kind of shit, and I understand graphics as consoles get better and whatnot, people want better graphics, people want better gameplay, smoother gameplay and stuff, but I'm like, I can happily go back to Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow and have the best time ever and think it visually looks outstanding. I don't know if it's just a lot of nostalgia and a lot of bias and a lot of love for Pokemon and shit in my heart doing that or whatnot. But the conversation about people slating it, saying Power World's got to take over, Pokemon's nothing anymore, when you can make games like this, I'm like, I'm glad you're enjoying it, but like, I'm really enjoying Pokemon still. Can you stop bullying it? It's a weird one. I don't know if it's just Pokemon people that have fell out of love with it maybe over the last few games, and they're going to Power World saying this is each to their own opinion. Everyone all has their own thoughts and opinions on Pokemon. But let me know what you think of the whole Power World sort of thing going on at the minute. Because it is very interesting, it is very different, because I understand Pokemon doesn't have a huge amount of competition. No, not like a COD, like or a fighting game, or a different shooting game. There's a lot of games that have a lot of competition with each other, but Pokemon's kind of on its own. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of this whole debate. Anyway, yes, so revisited list because of a new Pseudo legendary that was introduced in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as I move my Lego because the dog's wandered in. I don't want him destroying it. And that was that was him. That was Baxcalibur. That was him. That was fucking forgot his name. Yes, Baxcalibur was introduced in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, giving us our 10th Pseudo legendary, sorry. And I thought, you know what? We need to revisit the list. We need to re-rank and reorder my personal favourite Pseudo legendaries because they are some awesome Pokemon. A lot of people's favourite Pokemon are Pseudo legendaries. Everybody loves a Pseudo. It's the legendary before the legendary. Well, it's not really. You know what I mean. Shut the fuck up because I like to ramble constantly and it probably does your tits in. So visuals, let's re-rank and reorder my favourite Pseudo legendaries, but more importantly, please let me know your favourite Pseudo legendaries in any order you want to tell me. Just your top 2, your top 3, all of them in complete order, and let you know what you think of my list in the comments below. So visuals, here we go. My 10th favourite Pseudo legendary. And kicking us off at number 10, we are going to go Hydreigon. I do apologise. I am sorry, Hydreigon. I'm just not a huge fan. The dark typing, awesome, wicked, cool. It's to be fair, it's anything that's sort of in the Gen 5 sort of area. I'm not massive on, unless you're Crocodile or somebody. But Hydreigon for me, just, I don't know, I understand the free head thing. It's been a concept in dragon mythology for years. I get it all, but I don't know how well it plays in this overall design. Even to like the long strand wings sort of bits where they're not wings, but they are like, I don't know, it looks weird to me. It looks funky to me, the way they like cut sort of the little heads that are arms really coming out. And I don't know, free-headed stuff usually doesn't quite, unless it's Guyz, whatever, from fucking Monsterverse. It doesn't quite sit with us though. Hydreigon, I'm sorry, you're my least favourite. Next up, we're going to have to go for Kommo-o. And again, from now going forward, every single one of these Pokemon I do really, really like. And there's not one of them that I'm like, apart from Hydreigon, the rest of them I really do adore. And Kommo-o, I do really adore. He was on my first ever team of the Sun and Moon stuff. Great legendary, or pseudo-legendary. Great type in the dragon fight, and I think it's amazing. The whole evolutionary line, great. Great unique move. Great overall design, sort of Velociraptor-y kind of looking. I just thought it was a badass and amazing Pokemon, but there are just a few more pseudos that come above it. But High Dragon, Komodo, you are number 9. It's Dragonite. Now, I probably would have had Dragonite up a bit more, but as the years go on, Dragonite is obviously a huge legend in his own right, the OG Dragon, and the OG pseudo-legendary and whatnot. But there's something about Dragonite that's getting a bit more plain as we get more pseudos come along the way. And like I said, I do really adore Dragonite, and I do really love Dragonite. Dratini, Dragonair, all of them fantastic, superb. The OG card I always thought was amazing. It felt crazy and over the top of its own, being our biggest test ever until we get to the rival fight in the Elite Four, being like, Lance, Dragonite, oh my god, and you know, the dragons himself and that typing, and him being the only one, absolutely amazing. It's a rarity in his own right, he's a legend in his own right. But I just think he's a bit basic now with what we've got coming out in more recent generations and stuff. They have a bit more flair. And I know it's not his fault because they can't really add too much to him because he is what he is. They can maybe add a Mega Evolution along the way, or they can add a Dynamax form or anything like that. But yeah, Dragonite, he's just a little bit basic now. Next up, it is Tyranitar. Tyranitar is a beauty. Tyranitar is an absolute beast. He's an amazing, fantastic, beautiful Pokemon based on Godzilla, one of my favourite creations of all time. The only thing that downgrades it for me a little bit is the typing. It gets fucked up by far too many Pokemon now, the whole Rock Dark. I know at the time, you know, Dark was a new type in Generation 2 and whatnot, and the Dark typing does suit him, but now it just absolutely obliterates. If one pops out in a Master League battle inside of Pokemon Go and I've got him a Machamp out, he's absolutely done for. He's not getting away with much. Plus the hole at the back always did creep us out a little bit, like what's going on? Can you just go right through there? Like if I saw one of the wild, I'd like to just be like, fuck's going on in there then? Is it rock stuff? What's happening with your body? But no, he is a great Pokemon. Design is absolutely amazing. And it was always a little bit annoying that you had to conquer the Elite Four first before you could go get your hands on a Larvitar, in the Gold and Silver games, which always downgrades it a little bit more because you want to have your pseudos. I know you don't want them early. You can't just have a pseudo at the start of the game. I get it's supposed to be a bit more powerful and a bit more, you know, harder to raise and whatnot. But yeah, Tita, he's number whatever we've just done there. Next up, it's Metagross. Now, for whatever reason, Metagross is really grown on me a lot more lately. Originally, I wasn't probably would have been my least favourite, maybe even less than High Dragon. But I don't know, something with Metagross over the past couple of years, whether it's different artwork I've seen or using him more in the Pokemon Go Master League battles, I don't know what it is. I fell in love with him a little bit more. Seeing the artwork with him and Steven's always great. Seeing him in his Mega Form was absolutely... I think his Mega Form was a big turning point for me. I think he's got a great Mega Evolution. That's the dog kicking off. He obviously doesn't like Metagross. But yeah, there's something about Metagross and the typing as well. The typing at first I was a bit like... but then I'm like, Steel Psych? No, I really, really do like that type combination. So yeah, Metagross was our next number. It's Garchomp, and I love Garchomp. As well, I am terrified. I remember Cynthia's Garchomp, and I'm like, oh, fuck, we're going to get fucked up here. We did all right. It's okay. We're fine. Cynthia was always dealt with in the end, and her Garchomp. But Garchomp's amazing. The Land Shark, the little story and the theory going about it's a Sharpedo and all this kind of stuff. The Dragon Ground, again, another thing that... can get fucked up though with having the ground typing and gaining extra weaknesses, but still resists a lot because of the dragon typing and stuff like that. But like the ice type absolutely obliterating it. But Garchomp is such a badass Pokemon, such an amazing Mega Evolution, so terrifying, so daunting. Again, another Pokemon, if you were in the real world of Pokemon, that you'd be like so scared and intimidated to me, it would fucking terrify you. I think they did a great job with the design. Like I said, the only thing that does creep us out a little bit is the fact that it has the lack of the hands. It's just got pincers. like, not having hands. I think it's because we're humanoid people. Stuff with hands, it's like normal. So just seeing like a... It's a little bit creepy, but I love me some Garchomp. Next up, it is Goodra. No, is it good? Yeah, Goodra's. We're gonna stick with Goodra. I love Goodra. I love Goodra so friggin' much. I remember falling in love with it in the X and Y games. We were like, oh, cool, Goodra, amazing. But then falling massively head over heels in love with it during the X and Y anime arc stuff with Ash obviously evolving his Goomy, Sliggoo and whatnot, and just being so overwhelmed by it. The adorableness, the powerfulness of it, the unique way that you have to evolve it in the rainfall and whatnot, finding it in this swampy sort of location. Would it be in like a sluggy, horrible... dripping mess, be like, is it a poison type? What's going on here? No, it's just straight up dragon. It's an amazing Pokemon. Getting the Hisuian form with adding the steel type in and having it sort of shell like it is a slug, but a dragon, and it's not slow and just shit. It's a bit more quicker and more powerful and intimidating. But I love Goodra. It has that real Pokemon look for me, that sort of innocent eyes, but it will turn it on in an absolute instant when it needs to get the battles done. I fucking love Goodra. Next up, it's Salamence. I fucking love me some Salamence. In fact, this week's FFF is all about Salamence. I love its Mega Evolution. I love the stuff that we do with its Paradox forms. I love the whole evolutionary line. I love that, like I said before, it's not mega late until you can go and get a Bagon inside of these games. I love the animation from the anime. I love the way that the fire comes out of it and it's like a big jet flying about. I love the blood red wings. I love everything about Salamence. It is the embodiment and the epitome of what for me a dragon type Pokemon should be and what a dragon type Pokemon is. People could argue and say, oh, the flying type, we've had that with Dragonite and whatnot, more ice, just absolutely obliterating it. I get all that, it's fine. Hey, yo, I love me a flying type anyway. But I just love everything about this Pokemon. I think the design and everything was completely nailed with this. I think the way they used it as well inside of the anime in certain storylines, beautiful. I love it being a member of Thingy's team in the Elite Four. What the fuck's his name? Can't remember. I love Salamence, my second favourite Pseudo. Of course, that leaves us with Dragapult. Dragapult is an absolute beauty to behold. He is so frigging cool. Again, kind of like Salamence and a few of these Pseudos, just fell in love straight away. The ghostly, phantom-like tail of it, well, obviously it is a ghost type anyway, of it phasing out and missing. The fact that it's got its Dreepies in its head ready to just chuck out. The fact that a Dreepy just stays with the evolutionary line all the way throughout. The way it just sits there and it's based on that, whatever that planes called and whatnot. He is so amazing. Great fond memories of it, of course, as well, being on my first ever my first ever Shield team, because I played Pokemon Shield first. Just a great Pokemon, fantastic design, great typing, great story behind it, so much attention to detail and thought going into the Pokemon and the history of this Pokemon and the reasons as to why it is what it is, the types that it is, why it looks, what it's based on and stuff. Dragapult, the name itself is just outstanding. Like I said, adding the Dreepies and going that extra. I know there are Pokemon that have other Pokemon attached to it, but just having its own line attached to it constantly is just so stupidly awesome. I fucking love me some Dragapult. So yeah, Dragapult, my number one favourite. Seriously, more important, let me know what you think of my list. I know usually when I do Pokemon lists, my reasons are a bit dumb. Like, it looks really great. I have nostalgia to it. There you go. There's my list. I know it's usually dumb and silly and whatnot, but no. I love all the pseudo legendaries. Apart from Hydreigon, I'm sorry. I soft like you. The other ones, I really like them all. And that list could change in a heartbeat. I can go and play Pokemon Gold and Silver, go through it, do the Elite Four, get myself a Larvitar, get Tyranitar, be more in love with Larvitar. I can fall more in love with Metagross, Dragonite, whoever it may be. But Dragapult probably will always and stay as number one. Go Visuals, my favourite pseudo legendary Pokemon. Please let me know yours in the comments below. And we'll probably revisit this list when Gen 10's out, I guess. We go visuals. Anyway, please let me know your favourites in the comments below. And apart from that, thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the best, bros. Keep being you and keep on keeping on.